I've never been overly concerned with the orthodoxy of anything that I do in the darkroom, or anywhere else for that matter. As long as I enjoy what I'm doing, and it works, well, I can't ask for much more. There are times when even I don't know what I'm doing, or if what I'm doing is accepted or proper or even correct, but whatever it is that I do, well, it's all part of my dark method. Hey there, folks. Just finishing up the third print of floating rock here. Thought I would do a little bit different my dark method episode this time around. Instead of taking you through the beginning to end in the darkroom of making this print, I realize if I did that, there would be just no way to show you the little nuances, everything that actually went into making this print as we went. Because let's face it, folks, this will never get old to me. I absolutely love printing in the darkroom. However, on video, a lot of it just kind of starts looking the same. And this is an extremely interesting print because I had originally decided this negative was essentially unprintable. This is from 2018 in Death Valley, and I mentioned in my Instagram stories when I was making this print, yeah, those are highlighted on my Instagram account if you want to actually watch this print being made. But in those stories, I think I mentioned that essentially this negative was just waiting on me to catch up, at least with my darkroom skill. This print required some very crafty burning. I want to start off with my notes, such as they are. I take extremely Spartan, non-complicated notes. Essentially, this is a roadmap for me to repeat this print, should I ever. But the thing is, and kind of sad, this is one of the last prints I'll be making here in my home darkroom before going on the road. So who knows when I'll be actually using the enlarger again. I digress. Of course, the title, all the information up here, Flying Rock. This was on Ilford 4x5 Ortho Plus, shot on the Zone 6 4x5 for those interested. I think I actually have a picture of this actual negative being made. Yeah, there it is. So it was on Ilford Ortho, printed on Arista glossy fiber paper, just so I know what paper I use for these instructions. Always put that down. Used a number 5 filter. Now, contrast filters are just used with multi-grade paper, such as these, or variable contrast papers, that is, where you can control the actual contrast based on the filter that you use. Number 5, highest filter. We printed this at f22 with my Schneider enlarging lens. Developed it in 1:3 Arista paper developer, and then at the end we put in 3 minutes for the selenium at a 1:9 dilution. That's what gives you that little bit of a warming effect, darkening of the blacks, brightening of the whites, just that almost eggplanty type of tone in the shadows, which I actually really like. Now here's what makes this very unique. You see this reversed Tesla tower type of thing. What this is, it lets me know how I did the dodge and burning motion. In this case, there was no dodging, just burning. And the reason for that was, you can see it in the print. Of course, this is one of the famous flying rocks, that Racetrack playa in Death Valley. You can see the actual track of the rock as it went across the playa floor here. No amount of split grade printing could get that little track to show up and everything else be at least marginally in range as far as tonality. So what I had to do was make this little guy. They don't have to be anything fancy, folks. This is in, I think, an M-Pix envelope. I cut out, poked a hole right in there, made a little cut right up top that leads up from the main hole, and of course that was made for the rock, and then the little trail was made for the trail. Essentially all that was going to do, I let that burn for about a second. Under constant motion, I just held this up underneath the enlarger lamp and shook it like this right here. That darkened up the rock and added just a slight amount of darkening to this trail there and made everything show up quite nicely. All in all, this is one of the more fine prints I think I've ever made. Like I said, I've just got done spotting these, and man, I love spotting. I'm not sure if you can see on the GoPro. The detail on this is absolutely astounding. I made a good bit of front standard tilt, so the rock itself, the face that is closest to the camera, is in focus. The rest of it is thrown out, but then you have this beautiful cracking of the desert floor there at Racetrack Playa. Absolutely love that. So glad I was able to go ahead and print this before I left. Now the final thing that I did to this print, well, one of them at least, I got a little carried away with the burning, and one of these had a big shadow spot right behind that rock. That's actually the print that I'm keeping. Like I said, I printed 3, keeping 1, selling 2. The reason I'm keeping that is because I had to go in and manually bleach that out with some potassium ferrocyanide. You essentially can't even tell it was there. It is actually this print right here. Of course, I can tell a little difference in it, but then again, I know it was there. But the amount of handwork that I put in, the craft, the time that I put into actually getting rid of that, that's going to be the print that I'm going to keep personally for me. Now, the other 2, of course, will be available on the website. Link down in the description below. So the only thing left to do, folks, is to put my stamps on this, titled, dated, you know the drill. After that, one of them's going in the archive, the other 2 could be yours. Hope you enjoyed this new format for the My Dark Method series. Like I said, I don't know if I'll actually do this from now on, but I think it really gives a better sense of the scope of the picture when I can just sit down in the calm. I don't have to worry about anything else other than telling you how this print came about. As always, folks, if you enjoyed this, don't hesitate to give me a little bit of whiskey money. Leave a tip down there at the super thanks. Of course, the prints that you see here, my books, my courses, my presets, everything from Camera Jockey Clothiers, my little weird clothing brand, custom made stuff for photographers, anything that you purchase from my affiliate links, it all goes 100% to me because I am the one sponsoring these videos. Thanks a lot for being here, everybody. I'm Adam Welch, and still can't end these videos.